When following the death of his estranged grandmother Sachiko, 19-year-old Hayato inherits her Cafe Familia, with him finding the place to still be the dump it was 3 years ago. Still, even though he doesn't like the place, he goes to his grandmother's shrine to pay his respects. But he's soon disturbed as an attractive figure barges in. The beautiful young woman, later known as Makuzawa Oka, stares, but soon screams. Hayato tries to leave, but is mesmerized as another young woman blocks his path. Hayato runs, asking why now 2 naked women are in his house. Seeing now 3, 4, and 5, who's sleeping face down. Amy tracks him down and karate kicks him. Oka, Amy, Riho, Shiragiku, and Akane are Familia's waitresses and Sachiko's unofficial granddaughters. Hayato finds them to be strangers and deems has the right to kick them out. Oka doesn't think of him as family since they were the ones to pay for her funeral, with him not attending the service while he was off at Tokyo University. Hayato is ashamed of that and had no idea she died until he was contacted. Oka still rightfully insults him. At the beach, the girls wonder what they should do. Uncaring due to his past falling out with Sachiko, Hayato evicts them. Hayato plans to turn the cafe into a parking space for the beach. Oka calls him greedy. Yelling loud enough, she gets a crowd. Amy is mad that she was the only one he completely saw nude, even giving him a full 360 view, with them all recalling how much he saw, which gives Riho a mischievous idea. Hayato is taken out of his thoughts by Oka calling him master and offering to make him dinner. They decide to manipulate Hayato by seducing and blackmailing him. Hayato is not interested in the slightest, and Oka finds it annoying. Hayato plays along and demands fried chicken. Oka tries to refuse, as she can't cook, but ultimately makes it, then burns it. Hayato explains how much money she just wasted, but Oka can't understand nerd. Amy tries next, suggesting they go for an evening run in the smallest shorts allowed to be shown. Hayato looks down and asks if they're allowed to show this. Amy starts to get embarrassed and can't do it. While in the bath, Hayato thought they would try another honey trap. When he gets out, he finds Akane smoking. He scolds her, but it turns out to be just chocolate. Akane is in a band and was just trying to write a new song. Shiragiku is deliberately given alcohol, causing her repressed lechery and male body odor fetish to emerge. Riho uses Shiragiku as the sacrificial pawn. She jumps on Hayato, with Riho planning to use this as blackmail. But Amy, as the girl's self-appointed bodyguard, rescues Shiraguki and beats up Hayato. Shiragiku made breakfast completely forgetting about last night. Amy apologizes for beating up Hayato, not knowing about the honey trap. Developers arrive to discuss demolition work, but when one of them damages the Familia sign, Hayato regrets falling out with Sachiko and retrieves the sign. Sensing his feelings, Oka makes pilaf from Sachiko's recipe, saying his grandmother wanted him to make it for him when things got tough. Hayato finally cries over Sachiko's death, with Oka standing outside changing her opinion of the jerk. After he calls her cooking average, he asks Oka how his grandmother died. Hayato is glad now, because he knows Sachiko died while smiling with her family. Looking at Sachiko's records, Hayato realizes Familia is bankrupt from Sachiko paying the girls despite Familia being too small to sustain 5 employees. Hayato abruptly decides to reopen Familia Cafe, taking a year off school, but warns them unless Familia becomes profitable in 1 year, he will demolish it. Hayato forces the girls to share household chores. Riho refuses, not wanting to ruin her nails. Amy can't because she specializes in making things dirty, and Oka hates cleaning. The girls remember how great it was when the old lady did the cleaning and cooking. Hayato sweats, asking if they ever thought that maybe they sent her to an earlier death as she did all the work. He demands they all clean equally. Hayato keeps a close eye on their cleaning. When they realize Hayato has seen their underwear by doing laundry, they send him to clean Familia as punishment. Shiragi-ku insists Hayato eat with them at mealtimes like family, with both Riho and Oka greeting him as the pervert. When Hayato and Oka see each other naked in the bathroom because there was no sign, Amy beats him up, even though Oka walked in on him. Hayato practices making coffee, but the girls agree his coffee is terrible. Hayato is distraught, not knowing what to do. Later, the antisocial Akane interrupts his thought process. The two debate some words, with Hayato thinking she's some piece of work. But Akane somehow makes an excellent cup of coffee. Despite being annoyed by her, Hayato asks for her to teach him how to make coffee like his grandmother. Akane realizes Sachiko was right. He does look cute while sulking. Hayato childishly responds that she looks cute when she smiles, but she doesn't react and shows him how to make coffee. After Hayato leaves, Akane is actually shown to be quite flustered. Hayato takes Riho to meet their business partners for Familia's reopening. Riho thinks he just wanted a date with her, but Hayato explains that she was the best of the bunch. Labeling that Akane is too cold, Shiragi-ku is too reserved. Oka would insult him, making the business look bad, and Amy is an idiot. But during the visits, Hayato says the same lines and doesn't make an effort to connect to the people supporting him. Riho scolds him for acting moody and putting people off, not having even the decency to bow his head. Realizing she is right, Hayato promises to do better. Riho rewards him by flashing her panties, making him fall down the stairs. Riho is shown with a shrine fortune predicting she will find love with a coworker. Hayato and Oka argue constantly, so Riho advises Hayato to find a solution, since it's bad for business if the owner is arguing with his employees. Also, to stop watching porn in broad daylight. Akane advises him to compliment her, so he praises Oka for cleaning. But she gets pissed off by his face, leading to a fight. He later finds Oka in her waitress uniform, which he insults but compliments her as cute, making Oka smile, as she made their uniforms herself. With Oka going to school to be a fashion designer. Oka then compliments his coffee, which makes him happy. But Shiragi-ku interrupts them as she accidentally drinks again, ruining the moment. With Amy taking pictures of the two, Hayato pays the girl some wages, revealing he has money in the stock market. Hayato questions his place in the family, but Amy reminds him by mentioning his grandmother. Hayato is thankful because of her and thinks highly of her. But Amy tried to distract Hayato from discovering she broke his phone and laptop with dumbbells, which prevents Hayato from selling his stocks in a suddenly bankrupt company, wiping out his savings. Amy tries to make up for this by letting him squeeze her stress balls. Hayato punishes Amy for breaking his phone and laptop. Now entirely financially dependent on Familia, Hayato announces the girls will have to rotate shifts, so only 2 work at a time. Familia reopens with multiple satisfied customers until the arrival of Fua, the loan shark who always harassed Sachiko over money she owed. Hayato keeps his temper, even stopping the girls from hitting Fua when he insults Sachiko. However, when Fua intentionally exposes Shiragi-ku's panties, calling the place a brothel, Hayato grabs the old man and tells him to leave or he'll sue for harassment, while their customers applaud and promise to be his witnesses if they press charges. Fua swears revenge. Shiragi-ku realizes Hayato hasn't changed since they were childhood friends 15 years ago. In order to recover from the decreasing customers at Familia, Hayato decides to open a stall at the Cherry Blossom Festival. Shiragi-ku suggests cherry liqueur cookies. Hayato wonders where she learned to cook. Shiragi-ku reminisces about her father taking her to Familia as a child. Shiragi-ku said that her childhood favorite restaurant smells better than any other, but says it smells similar to his manly smell. With her soon all over Hayato, she gets drunk on the smell of alcohol. Riho assumes that he planned for this Aling to have his way with Shiragiku. Hayato is then punished by Amy and Oka. Akane questions if he's ready for the festival, with Hayato admitting that he still needs a new menu. Akane gives Hayato a cookie recipe she and Sachiko develop. At the festival, Hayato brings Oka and Amy to work the stall, but Oka is harassed by Fua's grandson and his thugs, with the group making a commotion. The other stall owners offer to fight the thugs, but the next day they find the Familia's stall was vandalized overnight. Hayato recalls Sachiko had an old food cart which they quickly spruce up into a mobile cafe stall, which is a success thanks to Riho's social media influence bringing in customers. He also uses Ami's energy to run out for supply runs. The same thugs meet them on the way home and continue harassing them. Fua's grandson punches Hayato, who took it on purpose, believing Fua's reputation protects him from being arrested by the police. Claiming self-defense under Hayato's orders, Amy beats up the grandson and the thugs, using Street Fighter moves. Hayato threatens them further by claiming Oka is a secret murderous gang leader, much to her dismay. Codename Madog, so the thugs flee. Hayato recorded the whole conversation about Fua's connections to corrupt police officers to prevent further retaliation. Oka is surprised Hayato took the punch on purpose so they wouldn't vandalize Sachiko's food cart, touching Oka's heart. Akane notices that Riho is working too hard and will burn out if she doesn't take a break. Riho reassures she's fine. Picking up on Akane's hint, he goes to talk to Riho. Riho is working overtime to keep their social media posts consistent, so they can have more customers than when Granny was alive. Coming up with more ideas to follow this, Hayato can't keep up with this, telling her she doesn't need to overwork the pay she's getting, and to be normal. Riho remembers what her mother told her and is afraid of being left behind, so she snaps. Hayato says he hates unfairness, and at this rate, she wouldn't last a year, telling her to live the life she wants, reminding her the reason she went to college. This reminds Riho of his grandmother telling a past her the same thing. She cries, and the two share a moment. Hayato learns Akane plays in a band on her days off, but won't let the girls attend her concerts. Hayato was going to watch a movie at first, but came across her underground concert. He stays to watch her perform. Despite her usual indifference, she is a passionate, talented singer. Akane is embarrassed he saw her sing, so he promises to keep her talent secret, but is surprised Akane is unwilling to try becoming a professional singer. Akane is further embarrassed Hayato has bought one of her CDs. The next week, the girls discuss living together with a man, but conclude from his personality, Hayato won't try to seduce them, after remembering Shiragiku's drunk behavior. They wonder what Hayato plans to do when the year is over. They assume he'd hire new employees, and they know they probably won't stay here forever, and assumed he'd have his wife take over the cafe. Oka and Riho claim they would never marry him. Shiragiku hasn't considered the idea. Amy likes Hayato but sounds like a dog greeting her owner. Akane claims she wouldn't mind marrying Hayato, shocking the girls, then claims she was joking. Hearing this, Amy is energized to fight more bad guys with Hayato headbutting him, with Amy trying to reduce his anger by using her melons, but it doesn't work. Riho comes to the cafe early and overhears Hayato and Shiragiku, with it sounding like Shiragiku is teaching him the ways of adulthood. When she stops them, she learns they are talking about a sandwich. Riho notices Hayato smiles whenever Shiragiku praises him, and Shiragiku is envious when Hayato pats Riho's head. Meanwhile, Amy is practicing for the Street Fighter 6 tournament, with Oka there to support. Shiragiku is outraged. Hayato plans to change Sachiko's old menu, leading to a taste test, Sachiko's sandwich against a new menu sandwich made by Riho. Aware the girl's real motive isn't the menu, Hayato claims he is full and doesn't try either sandwich, leading to sandwiches for dinner. Amy starts acting weird, with no sign of her overexcited personality. With her staring at the sky, Oka wants Hayato to do something about this, but Hayato doesn't see a problem, becomes a perfect employee, worrying everybody. Akane suspects it is because Amy recently lost a karate match, getting knocked out by a kick. Hayato has a meeting with Amit with her, explaining she lost to a girl who's going to represent Japan in the Olympics. Amy confirms her coach even advised her not to even try, saying it's impossible. Oka tries to cheer her up, saying she can achieve anything if she tries hard enough. Hayato tells her not to give Amy misleading advice, saying talent is a factor and sometimes it's enough to beat you. But in Ami's case, she has the talent but probably relied on a single move and had clouded judgment. Hayato points out that Amy just needs to learn more moves. Amy has new motivation, and it turns out she used the wrong moves in her match, with this being the reason the coach was mad. In her excitement, Amy breaks Hayato's new laptop. Amy makes her usual offer of a breast squeeze as compensation, but is shocked when Hayato actually takes her offer and punishes her by giving her a mad breast-squeezing rampage. Oka is so shocked that she breaks his phone, so he chases Oka around the house. Humiliated, she decides to stop offering breast squeezes from now on, growing up a bit. After the girls start acting strangely, Hayato realizes that despite appearances, they are just employees, not his family, and almost tells them so, only to find they had planned a party to celebrate Familia's 2-month anniversary. Hayato realizes they are his family after all. Akane receives a phone call from her mother that upsets her.